Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a concept that really shapes how countries deal with, well, everything from climate change to global trade. It's called the fragmentation of international law.
So when you think of the law, what do you picture? I bet it's something kind of neat and tidy, right? Like a pyramid with one Supreme Court sitting right at the top, making sure every single rule fits together perfectly. Well, the reality on the global stage is a lot messier. It's more complex, it's scattered, and honestly, sometimes it's flat out contradictory. And this whole messy situation is what experts call fragmentation. Okay, so what exactly does it mean for international law to be fragmented? This isn't just some academic buzzword. It actually points to a massive challenge in how we run the world. The UN's International Law Commission kind of breaks it down like this. As we create more and more global rules for more and more things, it just gets complicated. To put it simply, we've ended up with way too many different specialized rulebooks for just one world. You can almost see it as a three-step process. First, the world gets more complicated, right? So we create more international laws to deal with all the new issues. Then, these laws start to specialize. Think of it like a company creating different departments for different jobs. You've got one for trade, one for human rights, one for the environment. Experts call these self-contained regimes. They're like their own little legal universes, each with its own set of rules. And the final step? Well, that's when these universes start to crash into each other, creating totally conflicting obligations for countries. So you gotta ask, why does this happen? Is it all just a big accident? Nope, not at all. This fragmentation is actually baked right into the very structure of our global system. And this really gets to the heart of it. Unlike inside a country, there's no world parliament to write a single set of laws that all fit together. There's no global Supreme Court to be the final umpire. What we have instead is this explosion of specialized courts, one for trade, another for human rights, one for the law of the sea. And here's the kicker: they don't have to listen to each other. And it goes beyond just that basic structure. There are other big forces at work here. For one, global problems are just complex. They don't fit neatly into one box. But also, and this is a big one, sometimes a messy system is just politically convenient. Let's be real. Powerful countries can use a fragmented system to push their own agendas or to dodge rules they don't like. A classic example? They might use a trade agreement to challenge another country's new climate law, sparking a huge legal battle between two completely different sets of international rules. So all of this leads to a massive question. Is this whole fragmentation thing a dangerous bug in the system? Or is it maybe, just maybe, a feature, a sign of progress even?
I mean, you can really see both sides of the coin. On the one hand, yeah, it looks like a bug. It's chaotic. It lets countries do what's called form shopping, where they basically pick the court that's most likely to give them the answer they want. But on the other hand, you could see it as a feature. It's a sign that we're actually creating more laws to tackle more global problems, and we're turning to legal systems to work out our disagreements. That's not nothing.
There's a great quote about this. One report said fragmentation is like a mirror. It reflects both the incredible promise and the serious peril of international law. It shows us just how ambitious we become in trying to regulate the entire world, but also just how messy and complicated that whole effort really is. All right, enough of the abstract stuff. Let's make this really concrete. How does this big academic idea actually play out in the real world? Okay, picture this scenario, because it happens all the time. A foreign company invests a ton of money in a mine, and that investment is protected by an international treaty. But then, the country where the mine is located passes some tough new environmental laws. The investor immediately sues, saying, hey, these new laws are hurting my profits. And to make it even more complicated, the minerals from that mine, they're being exported under a whole different set of world trade rules. All of a sudden, one single project is caught in a legal tug-of-war between three different sets of international law. And this is the absolute key. Each of those legal systems looks at the exact same situation through a totally different lens. Investment law, it's all about protecting the investor's rights and their money. Environmental law, it's prioritizing the ecosystem and sustainability. And trade law, it just cares about the free flow of goods. So you've got three different rule books asking three different questions, which could lead to three completely different answers from three different courts. So that leaves us with the million-dollar question, right? When these specialized rulebooks clash head-to-head, which one wins? And the thing is, there's no simple answer. And that uncertainty,
That's the fragmentation problem right there in a nutshell.
And look, this isn't just some headache for international lawyers. This has huge, real-world consequences for our ability to deal with the biggest challenges we all face. So here's the real bottom line. Our world is facing unified planet-wide problems, right? We're talking climate change, pandemics, massive economic crises. The question is, can our messy, fragmented legal system ever truly come together to give us the coherent, unified solutions we desperately need? That's not just a question for the future of international law, it's a question for all of us.